14-year-old Frank Harvey from New Jersey produced a video for a school assignment last April, and it wasn't until someone found his thumb drive recently in a school computer that his life has been turned upside down. The teacher at Manville High School now claims she can't remember giving that assignment. The superintendent and the police chief have not returned my calls, but the superintendent's office told me that the statement she released made clear that Frank's side of the story was quote-unquote blatantly false, and they are now demanding that he undergo a 5-hour psychological evaluation before he's allowed back in school. But Frank and his mother have declined, saying he's been cleared by the police and that he's now pursuing a GED at home. In this exclusive interview, Frank and his mother told me they are determined to put this behind them, even if it means going to court. Take a look.
I was shocked. I had known that the state of New Jersey did not look kindly upon firearms, but I didn't realize that one 1-minute and 45-second video that was assigned by a teacher was grounds for suspending me and not allowing me to return.
The teacher must have liked it. Why would she give him an A if she didn't like it? Now she's trying to cover her own butt. That's the only thing that I can think of.
We have the rubric from the assignment itself. We had to create a 60 to 90 second commercial or PowerPoint or just a skit up in front of the class about a certain issue that has to do with the current presidential election. So I chose the argument against gun control. And before we could even begin working on the project, everyone had to clear it with the teacher.
She allowed him to do it. She approved the project. That was the first question I asked him, because I know where we are.
She even told me that there were other people in the class doing the other side of the anti-gun control argument. The due date on the project was April 22nd.
So for people who've never seen the video, what kind of elements were in it?
I started off with a picture of a criminal who had killed someone with an illegal gun. And I stated the facts in a caption, what gun law would have stopped him. And then I went on to present a few stories about people who had used legal guns, gotten background checks for, to defend themselves and their families from criminals. And at the end of the video, I included a few political cartoons. The one that I especially liked was the news report comes on and it says, "Gunmen at large, protect yourselves." And the entire family runs outside and huddles around a sign in the middle of the street that says gun-free zone. At the end of the video, I said, who's the real insane one here? The law-abiding citizen who wishes to use a gun to hunt or protect his family, or the anti-gun person who wishes to take away the ability to defend oneself? Because the people who are for gun control laws are always saying that not having them is insane.
Did it get a good debate going?
Yes, it got a debate going. Other students who presented the other side, they seemed to see my point, if not necessarily agree with it.
There was no problem until somebody found the flash drive that he had inadvertently left in the school computer, and now they have just run with this. So after school on Monday, the police showed up at our door wanting to question him.
When they told me that it was because supposed questionable images had been found on my flash drive, after I explained why those things were on the flash drive, he seemed to have no problem with it. He didn't see why the school was making such a big deal out of it.
There was nothing else on that flash drive that would appear threatening?
No, it was all school-assigned projects. There was that project, there was some science stuff on it. He's a big fan of history, especially military history. There was nothing there that was threatening anyone.
The police looked through the entire flash drive, and from what the police told me, the questionable images were the various political cartoons that I had looked over.
They were perfectly satisfied that what was on that flash drive matched that presentation, dates, content, everything, and here's your flash drive back.
We talked to the officer at the station, and he told us multiple times that I was not in any trouble with the law and that I had done nothing wrong.
But now the teacher says she doesn't remember anything about this assignment.
We have proof that the assignment is real.
Initially, she said, no, I would never assign anything like that. When the police went back with the actual video, then she changed her story and said, well, I really can't remember. I was told that if he didn't go for a 5-hour psychological evaluation, he would not be allowed to go back to school. That was in a phone call, conference call with the principal of Manville High School and the superintendent. My son is not going to go through that because the teacher won't admit that she gave this assignment. They're going to just stick a label on him to please the school district, and he's going to be stuck with that label for his entire life. I don't want that to happen.
They claim that I was a threat to myself and others. I have never threatened anyone. I've never been in trouble at that school. I've never been in trouble at any school.
Frank is the most non-confrontational kid I have ever met. He'll tell you what he thinks, but he's not going to get in your face and get angry. He's not that kind of kid.
The superintendent claims that your side of the story, quote unquote, blatantly false, and she claims they have the evidence to prove it. What evidence are they talking about?
I have no idea what evidence they could possibly have. There's no evidence to support that I am in any way a danger. There's no evidence to support that the assignment was not real.
He's never been suspended. He's never had detention. We do not own firearms. I don't know what evidence they think they have. The police cleared him. Why are you sending Child Protective Services to my house because you don't like something on a flash drive? Why are you not making that teacher tell the truth?
When we walked into the office, they handed my mother the withdrawal forms, didn't even want to discuss anything.
I don't know how we're going to get to the truth because they won't talk to me.
Does it surprise you that none of the kids that were in the class with you have come forward and said, wait a second now, let me tell you what happened?
It does surprise me. From what I understand, there were students thinking of getting a demonstration together. I haven't heard anything from them since that day.
What kind of lessons have you learned from this?
I've learned that some people will do anything to essentially suppress those who don't agree with their own view of the world and then attempts to ruin your life.
I believe that we should be encouraged to express ourselves. And in my home, we don't stifle that. You need to learn to think. And conformance is not your own personal thought. It's just what's dictated to you.
I think that this whole issue is an issue of free speech, and no, you can't have ideas of your own. You have to listen to what we say, or you'll be in trouble.
Sounds like you're determined to fight this, even if you had to go all the way to the courts.
Yes, ma'am, I will. I just want them to leave us alone and let him do his GED. And whatever they've got on his record, take it off.
It has made me more determined to just be who I am, and it's been proven to me by the police and all the people who have supported me through this. We're going to fight this, and we're going to win.